I'm John. I'm one of the co-founders of Mantra. Hello. I want to thank all of you guys for being here today. It's Mantra's second birthday yesterday, so we'll be unveiling the rebrand with you for the second time. We did it yesterday with him at Binance, so thank you for that. But very excited to have you all here, friends, partners, investors, supporters, family. It's really, really great to be here to show you all what we've been working on for the last 2 years and all the things that we've accomplished during that time. It's been a crazy 2 years. The three of us really started this literally out of a kind of like a garage, but a very cool garage. Where's Danielle? The Wild Lot. Shout out the Wild Lot. If you know the Wild Lot, it's a very, very cool little space in Shangwan. But basically, we launched Mantra, the three of us, 2 years ago, almost to the day, and have since turned it into this. There's been a lot of hardships, a lot of ups and downs, but I just want to say thanks to all of you who support us along the way. I want to say thanks to this guy and this guy for being there the whole time. It's been a truly amazing experience, and honestly super humbled to be part of it with these guys and be in the trenches with them, brothers till the end. I mean it. I don't want to get emotional because this is the live stream, so I'm not going to cry.
We don't talk that nicely to each other.
No, we do not. Yeah.
Also, it started with the three of us. Literally, like you said, in the garage. We've grown now to we've a cool garage. We've grown now to roughly 80 staff. So really, also thanks to every single staff member that has been with us for this whole journey. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just want to give a couple special shout outs. Obviously, first to the senior management team who joined us roughly a year ago, almost to the date. It's been a huge catalyst to the change that we've seen as an organization. And honestly, we got a lot older when they joined. We got some dad vibes in the crew, but it was definitely for the better. And we honestly couldn't be more lucky to have these experienced members to show us the ropes and help us get to the next step. Outside of that, just the team who's been with us, whether it was from day one when we were in the garage, or to literally maybe this month, you've all had a special part in what we've been doing and where we're headed. So. It is really a unique thing that we're building here, and we're really excited to share a little bit more about what we've built and where we're headed. So with that, I just want to say again, thank you everyone so much for the support. And this guy has some unveiling to do, not this type of unveiling, but that type of unveiling.
It all snaps.
Party boy style. Please no. But anyway, hand it over to Will.
Yeah. Thank you. That was probably the nicest that he said things to us in a while. So
for sure.
Yes, I won't reciprocate that on either direction. But I think a big thing with welcome everyone here. Whether you know the brand, whether you know us or not, or just learning. It's been a crazy 2 years, and as everyone knows, crypto moves at crazy speeds. What we started in terms of the vision for Mantra DAO, which was, what it was called before the rebrand yesterday, is completely different from what it is today. Because realistically in this space, it's not this is what we're doing and that's what it is, going forward, hard stop. It's, you have to roll with the punches. You have to be able to, pivot, and you have to work to see what, the community wants and what people are actually asking for. So, why are we all here and why do we say the unveiling? It's because we did something really, really cool yesterday. We did a complete rebrand of what we had done in the past. We announced a bunch of new kind of business lines of what we were doing previously over the last 2 years. And it's something that's kind of been in the books and been in the works, within the last 12 to 18 months even. This stuff takes time. And to be honest, it's been pretty difficult to be working on all this and not just want to tell everyone about it. Because we're really excited in terms of how we're steering the company and the direction it's going towards. But anything and anyways, slide. So what we have done is we have transformed Mantra DAO, which at the very beginning, I love it. See that? Blank slate. We actually gathered everyone here to put up ideas for things to do. We're just kidding. Nope. Oh, slides working on the other TVs. Anyway, so we started with Mantra DAO, which was a DeFi, platform focused on staking. That was originally for the Polkadot ecosystem that eventually led into a multi-chain DeFi ecosystem and platform. But, kind of as we've developed, that's only a small portion of what we're actually doing. So with the rebrand, what we've done is we've decided to, continue with MantraDAO, because from day one, community has always been kind of at the forefront and at the focus of everything we're doing. But on top of that, there's all these other services. So now we're called Mantra. And what Mantra is a fully encompassing and full kind of vertical stack that has a few different kind of key elements to it. So at the very base layer, and kind of one of the cornerstones with where we started with MantraDAO, is with a validator node business, which is a infrastructure business for different POS chains.
Do the video.
Oh.
They got the video. Show them the video.
Cue the video. So that is how yesterday we unveiled what is Mantra. As you guys can see, the slogan that we've taken is crypto pioneering made personal. We started this with 3 people and a really strong community that we built, into the tens of thousands of people now from around the world. And that is continuing to be kind of what the focal point is we want to be able to make crypto, we want to be able to make blockchain and everything that encompasses it, something that people can take within their own hands, that they can develop, they can build within their own competencies and growth, and be in a place that they can better their lives, their finances, their everything. But kind of as I was saying before, there are these 4 main pillars that kind of build up what is the new Mantra, and Mantra as a kind of ecosystem, as a brand, as a community. And kind of at the base layer of this is Mantra nodes, which I was just mentioning. So with that, I'll pass it to Rob.
Cool. Hey guys. So I'm the 3rd co-founder, Rodrigo. So Mantra nodes and our nodes business as a whole actually has a pretty long history. Essentially, when it started from inception, the first thing and the vision that we had when we very first launched Mantra was to be able to offer and build community-driven financial products in a permissionless setting. So maybe the first word that might come to your mind is yield, right? And behind yields, maybe it's DeFi, right? But there's actually a whole other component in blockchains that also offers sustainable yields, and that is proof of stake, right? So we all maybe know Bitcoin and proof of work, and we know this new paradigm, proof of stake. So we essentially had this vision to build these 2 verticals where we had proof of stake yield powering everything that was happening too on our DeFi side. So that was the inception of our Mantra nodes business. And essentially what that meant was building and deploying a lot of validator nodes across 30 plus blockchains. So that meant supporting really early on early stage ecosystems, as well as more later stage ecosystems that we came in and also supported on. That business has grown considerably. And basically the next step in that is, because it's an infrastructure heavy business, the natural next step is to essentially bring that infrastructure and offer different products with it and expanded products with it. So what started with essentially Mantra DAO branded nodes is growing into a full ecosystem of Mantra nodes, as well as wide labeled nodes for institutions and for maybe high net worth individuals, and expanding that even to just nodes that are necessary for running day-to-day Web3 applications. So it's a pretty big endeavor, and there's definitely different verticals that come within it, and we're approaching this in stages, but we're pretty excited to build that out, and we're also very excited that this is one of the core businesses that ties up with everything else that we're doing. So this is one of the main engines that moves everything that we do. There's a lot of other products that you hear about today that essentially funnel value into this business. So we're super excited about this one in particular, but I'll let my co-founders speak about the other ones.
I'll actually jump from nodes down to finance and then go back to the chain. But essentially, Mantra Finance is there's some Soma investors in here, particularly looking at Lucy, who weren't actually aware of what Mantra does. So this is your chance to learn.
And invest, maybe.
Yeah, and invest. Yeah, there we go. Not financial advice. Well, actually, it is financial advice. That's going on live stream. I could get in trouble now. Right as I talk about regulated financial products, I'm giving financial advice on a live stream. Anyway, Mantra Finance is essentially a regulated DeFi product that essentially allows for us to create non-custodial DeFi products, meaning that people who interact with them can actually interact with a Web3 wallet, like a Ledger, MetaMask, Trust Wallet, etc. But they're adhering to AML, which is anti-money laundering, KYC, which is know your customer, and relevant securities regulations in respective jurisdictions. So what that means is essentially we're taking a DeFi approach to a regulated problem. Oftentimes you hear the terms CeFi, and where you have these regulated platforms where people are actually depositing assets into them. And in the case of in the crypto space recently, you've had a lot of CeFi platforms and lenders who actually ended up, not being able to uphold their obligations to their users because they lent out assets in a risky manner. They weren't transparent with how they were managing clients' money, and it ended up actually hurting a lot of retail users. We actually just think the complete opposite of this is the right way, and we think that means that the user should be in control of their assets. They should be in control of how their finances work, and they should be able to interact and call their assets back at any given time. And that's obviously a very beneficial thing when it comes to blockchain and kind of Web3 infrastructure. So essentially what we're doing on the Mantra Finance side is creating this kind of compliant walled garden where users can essentially onboard to this platform. They can identify themselves with their credentials and their information. They can then connect that identity to a wallet. They could potentially obfuscate that information to others. They can store it in an NFT that only they can see, so it's not publicly available for people. So you're not giving away your identity to everyone. That's obviously very important. Privacy is important. But that being said, once you've been approved to participate within this walled garden, then you can access all these different products, whether it's a investment product, a trading product, or a yield product. I won't get into the details on all these different things, but essentially that's how Mantra Finance is working. We have a sister company, which is called Soma Finance, which is a joint venture between Mantra, which is kind of the tech builder of all this infrastructure and products, and Tritorian Capital, which is a U.S. registered broker-dealer in the United States based out of New York. Soma is essentially the product and platform that supports U.S. persons as well as international people, but the USP, the unique selling point of this platform is the U.S. access, because we have one of the unique and only licenses that allows us to access compliant DeFi services in the United States market. Whereas in the Mantra Finance side, we're essentially everything but the US, right? And because the way that we've built it, we can actually segment our user base based on the smart contract level so that we know based off your wallet whether you can interact with this platform or this product or that product. So it actually makes it the perfect segmentation tool for users and for products out there. So we're really excited about what Mantra Finance is doing. We're seeking licensing in a bunch of different jurisdictions. I won't name them today. I'm looking at Steve because he's our general counsel, and he will kill me if I drop any specific alpha today. But we're exploring regulation in a bunch of different jurisdictions where we believe will be one of the first regulated DeFi platforms, just along with the US as we are with Soma Finance in an international market. So that's Mantra Finance. And then Mantra Chain is essentially what ties this all together. So essentially when you take these different products and you think of the value capture mechanism that upholds the whole system, if it's built on Ethereum, if it's built on Solana, if it's built on any of these other layer one protocols, it means that you're actually allowing value to escape from this platform and from this ecosystem, because you're essentially giving it to the gas fee payers, whether it's ETH, Sol, or whatever, as opposed to keeping within our own realm. We also want to adhere to permissionless platforms and infrastructure. So the product and the chain that we're choosing to build is based off of a protocol called Cosmos. It's Cosmos ecosystem. We're building on the Cosmos SDK. And what that allows us to do is essentially create a permissionless platform and product for regulated assets within this ecosystem. We think this is a very unique positioning because there's no particular chain that supports this at the moment. And obviously, as you just heard with Soma Finance and with Mantra Finance, we have very unique licensing that allows us to touch real-world assets such as equities, commodities, ETFs, fiat. When you think of DeFi and crypto, you don't necessarily immediately think of transitioning your Uniswap trade into your bank account, right? Because the bank would never accept that. In our case, because of the regulated infrastructure that we're building and the chain that we're building, we'll actually be able to support that. We think this is going to be a really novel use case for the Cosmos ecosystem, but also for the broader ecosystem of crypto. So the way that we're developing it, and I won't get too technical because I don't know the level of the crowd here, but essentially the way that we're developing is it so that it's cross-chain compatible with IBC, which is the inner blockchain communication protocol in the Cosmos ecosystem, as well as Ethereum. So connecting two massive ecosystems together to allow assets to flow across all these broad range of platforms and products into our community and into our products. So we're going to be launching this chain in a private testnet later this year and a public mainnet in the beginning of next year. Looking forward to sharing it with all of you guys. As you well are aware, today, or actually yesterday, was the second birthday of OM, the governance token. The new token for the chain is going to be called AUM, which is the other form of OM, which, as Jay would say, is the more refined form of OM, at least in Sanskrit. Is that right? There we go. Jay, I'm just making sure that I'm doing it all good with the Indians in the crowd. No, I'm looking at you too. So we're really excited about launching this new token and this new chain and how we'll support the broad range of products and platforms that we're going to be building. And with that, I'll also turn it back to Will because now he can talk about the DAO.
Thank you. I guess in the essence of time, who knows what a DAO is? Raise your hand. So whoever raised your hand, find someone that didn't raise their hand and explain what a DAO is. At the end of the day, DAOs are based around community. Community's always been first in terms of how we've built everything. What we're doing now in terms of building DAO infrastructure, DAO kind of as a service, DAS, as one would say, is helping to spread that to other ecosystems. So working on a couple other projects with Hedera Hashgraph, with a project called HeliSwap that we're launching, which is one of the first DEXs and DAOs on Hedera, as well as a couple others. There's ZenStar, which will be a peer-to-peer lending, borrowing money market on A-Star sometime next year. But is to kind of help to spread the focus on what community building, what communities can be, and kind of how DAO as a corporate infrastructure and kind of flat level infrastructure can be the right way for a lot of businesses, a lot of ideas, and a lot of companies going forward. So I won't spend too much time on that. The people that raise their hands are the people that you should talk to.
But now we're going to introduce the DAO Council.
Exactly. So now, one of the more exciting things that we announced a couple days ago was when we first launched, MantraDAO 2 years ago, we had a council that governed the DAO of 5 people for 2-year terms. And what we've done since it's our 2-year birthday, we've actually had another revote from the community, as well as increased the number of council members to 7, with the potential of increasing it to 9 sometime down the road. So what we're excited to unveil as well, or share and welcome kind of the new council members, is welcoming 5 new council members outside of the 3 of us here. 4. Yeah, thank you. What does that matter? And so some of these guys that we'll share, not all of them are here with us, but as community has always been a focus. So one of the people that we welcome is, actually, do you want to go to the next slide? Ta-da! Is Dustin, who was literally one of the first community members for Mantra, and someone that John and I have known for about 6 years, and he was one of the first community members and really strong drivers for a previous project that we had run. So we welcome him on as really being kind of the voice of the community, as he's the one dealing with people day in, day out. Also welcoming Jay, who's over there, who is the first hire that we had 2 years ago. He has his moments. No, so I mean, he's been such a crucial part in terms of building Mantra to where it is today. And as we started with one of the cornerstones of what the new Mantra is, which is Mantra Nodes, he's really been driving that forward and making it into really what the kind of powerhouse it is now. In addition to that, we also have Mark Chung, who was here today, but he has had a baby and his wife came to pick him up. So unfortunately, he won't be able to say hello, but he's been a pretty integral part across a number of the kind of business development and introductions and, really just steering a lot of the different products that we're building and what we're going towards. And then Alessio, who's an old friend of ours, that is the CEO and founder of Hex Trust here in Hong Kong, who also used to work with Jay back in the day, who I think is on the line from Italy.
Yeah, from Italy.
Oh, ciao.
Ciao. Can you guys hear me?
We can,
hear you, we can't see you.
but we can't see you.
1 second.
Oh, you can't see me?
But we can imagine with the picture.
Oh, I'm on screen. Yeah, I'm in Italy.
Oh, here
And
we go.
guys, congrats for everything. This is great. Really proud to be part of this council and to be actually one of the one of the pieces in your success since the beginning. Can you see me now?
Yep.
can.
There we go.
Amazing.
You have some
All right, guys. Anyway, I'll be back to Hong Kong in 2 weeks, so I'll see you in person very soon. But thanks for having me here, and congrats again for all that you've done.
Amazing having you on. Thank you. Been one of the first people. He was just a couple floors above us in our first official office in WeWork, 2 years ago. So amazing coming full circle and kind of everything that they've been doing. So congrats to everything that Hex Trust has also accomplished. And great to be building together. And I guess with that, we want to, again, thank everyone for coming.
Dustin's on.
Oh, Dustin's on? Oh, Dustin. Hey.
Hey guys,
It's early for him.
it is. It's 7 a.m. for me.
Oh, there we go. So as I said, Dustin, we've known for a couple of years, and he's been such a big part of kind of building the community that Mantra and especially the DAO has built into. Quite the journey over 6 years with some of the last companies and everything. So it's great to welcome you onto the council officially.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for the welcome, and it's hard to believe that it's been 5+ years since I've met you guys, and the journey since then and the last 2 years. It's hard to believe that it's been 2 years since was launched, and all that went with that, and basically crashing BitThumb and basically breaking the internet, and look back on all that and how far we've come. It's really amazing. And leading up to the rebrand yesterday, which went off amazing. Huge props to the team and to you guys and all the hard work that went into that. The community really seemed to love it. The site looks really good. And just to touch on the point about the council seat, huge congrats to Jay as well. Jay, if you're around there, really looking forward to working with all you guys a little closer, and just expanding and growing the Mantra brand and the community and awareness, and can't wait for the next 2 years.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Dustin.
It's a little early for drinks for me, but I'll drink a water.
There we go. So before we wrap up, I just want to, instill upon the people in the audience who may not be familiar with what this means to be a council member. Essentially what it means is that you have legitimate voting authority within the operations of this business and how it runs. So as we mentioned, it's a 7-person council at present. We're going to be expanding to 9. We are looking for some diversity. So if there's any females who would be interested in being on the council, that would be really great.
Some of which in the audience.
So we are looking for that. We value that significantly. But what I wanted to say is that it does significantly matter these people's contributions to this product and to the platform and to what we're doing, because everything that they do is literally codified on-chain via on-chain transactions, and they have to make legitimate decisions all the time about how we're going to be building this going forward. So again, I just want to thank everyone who's newly joining us to be part of this next journey, and please don't drop those. Hold on.
So as we do this, just a big thanks and applause to kind of all of the people that have helped to put this together. Everyone in the finance team, the marketing team, legal, operations. You guys are all amazing, and we're so lucky to have each and every one of you.
Paul Weirin's just on time.
I know. Someone who used to come to our office all the time just walked in, who's never been once to this office. Anyways, but no, I mean we're super lucky to have everyone that is here, and drink. So grab some stickers, grab some everything. Thank you.
We're going to cut the cake. All right. What's the picture of?